Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
And we serve as the voice to the Tuval Black community.
Again, we got Dr. Candace Matthews.
A lot of these documents, looking at.
We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media.
This country is supposed to be about the land of the free for all. It has not been free for Black people, and we are tired.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
Hello everyone, my name is Naledi Mfoloe and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to the latest edition of the African Diaspora News channel, where we unravel the stories that shape our world and our communities. Today we dive deep into the currents of information, from the pulse of politics to the heartbeat of entertainment. We've got it all covered, so please stay tuned for a news experience like no other. Today we must address an unsettling and profoundly disturbing incident that happened at the University of Mississippi, often referred to as Ole Miss. Now, incidents like these force us to confront the darker and deeper elements of our society and actually underline the urgent need for change. Now, we're talking about an episode that involved a group of hecklers from a fraternity making monkey noises and racially charged insult at a Black woman during a demonstration in support of Palestine. Now, picture this, right? It's May the 2nd and a group of about 30 students at Ole Miss has gathered to show solidarity with Palestine. Now they stand sign in hand demonstrating against what they perceive as injustices abroad. Suddenly their voices are drowned out by jeers and taunt from a counter-protest which mostly consisted of white students. And amid their chants of Lizzo and vulgar insults, one particular sound pierces through. A student making monkey noises directed at a Black woman in the group. Now, the mimicry is an unmistakable symbol of racial humiliation, which is a hateful throwback to some of humanity's worst prejudice. Let's have a look. Now, the ugliness of this act cannot be overlooked. And the student who made the monkey noises has been removed from his fraternity, but the impact of his actions resonates far beyond a single disciplinary measure. This incident shines a glaring spotlight on the persistent undercurrents of racism in our society, even in places of higher education where enlightenment is supposed to thrive. Now, adding fuel to this already blazing fire, Republican Congressperson Mike Collins of the Mississippi publicly endorsed the counter-protesters via social media platform X, which is further polarizing an already fraught situation. Now, his comment, Ole Miss taking care of business, essentially legitimizes the behavior of the hecklers, sending a chilling message about where certain alliances lie concerning race and free expression. Now, why does this matter, you ask yourself? Because more than 2,400 arrests have been tallied on 46 U.S. university or college campuses since the 17th of April, as reported by Associated Press. Yet not a single arrest was made during the 2nd of May counter-demonstration at Ole Miss. Now, this absence of law enforcement action speaks volumes about the disparities in how justice is applied across different situations. Let's take a step back for a moment. As I learned about this incident, I was reminded of my own experiences with racial inequalities in South Africa. Growing up in a diverse but still deeply flawed country, I encountered both subtle and overt forms of racism, from casual, offhanded remarks to very explicit acts of unfairness. Now, each instance left a permanent mark on my psyche, to be honest, but none were as disturbing as seeing or hearing about incidents intended to strip away another person's dignity. Now, the monkey chants at Ole Miss are reminiscent of the racial taunts African American athletes endured not so long ago. Now, athletes have historically faced such vile expressions during competitions, which is a stark reminder that despite progress, racial prejudice still lurks beneath our society. Now, to hear that a young woman whose only crime was participating in a peaceful protest was subjected to such hostility is both heartbreaking and honestly infuriating. Now, as we know, symbols and words matter deeply. The counter-protesters at Ole Miss could have voiced their opinions without resorting to racial labels. Now, their choice to do so reveals more about their beliefs than any manifesto or social media post could. Their chants and taunts were designed to dehumanize and belittle, and to remind the Black woman and her peers of their place in society. Now, the fraternity's statement on the 5th of May declared their decision, but it raises the question: how does an organization apparently built on principles of brotherhood and mutual respect allow such behavior to take root in the first place? Academic institutions must foster environments where all students feel safe and valued, where the pursuit of knowledge is not spoiled by incidents of hate and discrimination. University leadership must take proactive steps to actually create educational programs that address these systematic issues, promoting a campus culture rooted in respect and inclusivity. Now, leaders like Congressperson Mike Collins must recognize the weight of their words and the impact their endorsements carry. Collins' decision to side with hecklers who believe racial taunts are acceptable forms of expression, it undermines the efforts of those striving for equality and justice, both on and off campus. How do we move forward from such a disheartening event? First and foremost, with education, universities should mandate workshops that address racial sensitivity and inclusivity and the historical context of prejudice that still pervade our society. Students and the facility need to understand the profound impact of their words and action. More than anything, I believe it's about creating systematic change. Policies must be established and enforced to ensure that those who perpetuate actions of hate are held accountable. Now, this isn't just about reactive measures, but proactive change. Institutions must work diligently to dismantle the structures that allow such behavior to actually flourish. Lastly, I believe it's about community. Individuals, regardless of their political or social afflictions, must stand together to denounce acts of hate. We must show solidarity with those who are marginalized and pushed back against those who seek to undermine the principles of equality and justice. Now, this means having the courage to speak up, to challenge prejudice, and to actually educate those around us. Now, as we reflect on the monkey chants at Ole Miss, let us remember that every action we take and every word we utter has power to shape our world. With that being said, let's engage in the comments section. What are your thoughts in regards to this? We want to hear from you. While you're at it, please give this video a thumbs up. That's it from me. Till we meet again.